The truth about happiness. You've been lied to. Have you ever felt like happiness is just out of reach? Like no matter what you do, no matter how much you achieve, something still feels missing? We're all chasing happiness. We set goals, work hard, and tell ourselves, once I get this, then I'll be happy. But here's the harsh truth. If you're chasing happiness, you'll never catch it. Because happiness isn't something you run after. It's something you realize. But what even is true happiness? Does it exist, or is it just a fleeting moment that comes and goes? Is life just about temporary highs and lows, or is there something deeper? Today, we're going to uncover the truth about happiness, the lies we've been told, the mistakes we make, and most importantly, how to actually find the happiness we've been looking for. And trust me, by the end of this, you might just see happiness in a whole new way. Why happiness feels so temporary. Let's be honest. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything's great, and the next, it feels like the world is falling apart. Have you ever noticed that even when you feel happy, there's always this little voice in the back of your mind saying, "This won't last"? That's because deep down, we know the truth. Everything in life comes and goes. Good times, bad times, they all pass. So, if happiness is something that disappears, is it even real? Think about it. In life, everything exists in pairs, day and night, love and hate, success and failure. And the same goes for happiness and sadness. You can't have one without the other. And that's why most people struggle. Because we're trying to hold on to happiness while avoiding sadness. But that's like trying to keep only the daytime and never have night. It's impossible. So if chasing happiness isn't the answer, what is? The big lie we've been told. We've been conditioned to believe that happiness comes from success. That if we just work harder, make more money, or achieve our dreams, then we'll finally be happy. But let me ask you something. Have you ever reached a goal and felt empty? Like you should be happy, but something still feels off. That's because happiness has nothing to do with success. Look at some of the most successful people in the world. Celebrities, billionaires, world leaders. They have everything we think would make someone happy. And yet, so many of them struggle with anxiety, depression, or even addiction. Alexander the Great conquered almost the entire known world, but he wasn't happy. In fact, he envied a beggar named Diogenes who had nothing, not even a bowl to drink water from. One day, Alexander told him, "If I weren't Alexander, I'd want to be you." And Diogenes laughed. "Why not be me now?" Alexander had no answer, because he was trapped in the same illusion that so many of us are, the belief that happiness is something we'll find later. But what if happiness isn't something we find later? What if it's something we can experience right now? The real secret to happiness. Here's the truth. Happiness isn't something you achieve. It's something you allow. Think of a river. If you throw a rock into it, the water doesn't resist. It just flows around it. But imagine if the river tried to hold on to every rock. It would stop flowing, become blocked, and eventually dry up. That's exactly what we do with happiness. We try to hold on to good moments and resist bad ones, but in doing so, we actually block happiness from flowing naturally. The happiest people aren't the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who've learned to let go. So how do we do that? It starts with shifting our focus. Instead of thinking, "How can I be happy?" Start asking, "What's stopping me from being happy right now?" Because 90% of the time, the answer isn't some big external problem. It's our own mind. It's the stories we tell ourselves, the worries we hold on to, the fears we let control us. When we stop trying to force happiness and just be present, happiness naturally arises. How to actually experience happiness. So, let's make this practical. How do you actually apply this in real life? 1. Stop waiting for happiness. If you keep thinking, "I'll be happy when," you'll never get there. Happiness isn't in the future. It's right here, in this moment. 2. Let go of control. Life will always have ups and downs. Instead of fighting reality, learn to flow with it. When you stop resisting, peace follows. 3. Shift from doing to being. We're obsessed with doing things to be happy, but real happiness comes when you allow yourself to just be. Try sitting in silence for a few minutes. Breathe. Feel the present moment. No distractions. That's where happiness lives. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. The mind naturally wants more, but happiness comes from appreciating what's already here. 5. Let go of the idea that happiness is constant. No one is happy 24/7, and that's okay. Happiness isn't about always feeling good. It's about learning to be at peace, even when things aren't perfect. 3. A final question for you. So let me ask you, are you still chasing happiness? Or are you ready to stop running and finally experience it? Because the truth is, you already have everything you need to be happy. The only thing standing in the way is you. Let go of the chase. Stop looking for happiness outside of yourself. It's already here, waiting for you to notice it. If this made you think, let me know in the comments. Have you ever had a moment where you felt truly happy for no reason? And if you found this valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep insights and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because happiness isn't something you find. It's something you realize.